What is up, y'all? It's your boy, the Renegade Enigma, here doing a video, and in this video, I'm here to talk about what happened post WWE Draft and whatnot. And for those of you that don't know, the draft is where you basically split up the roster. You know what I mean? They did this a couple years ago, and basically Raw's gonna have its own roster, and SmackDown Live, as it were, right now, because that's what they're really heavily calling it right now, because they're going live on Tuesday nights from now on. They're gonna have their own roster too. But yeah, basically I'm gonna run down the rosters now as we speak and tell you what WWE looks like right now. So as of right now, we have our commissioner of Raw, which is Stephanie McMahon. She's basically gonna run the whole thing. But then we have Mick Foley, the general manager. He's gonna be there every week, you know what I mean, to basically run everything, where I guess Stephanie McMahon's gonna do the behind the scenes stuff, supposedly. But yeah, our first draft pick is Seth Rollins. Next is our WWE Women's Champion, Charlotte. Next is a wild card from NXT, and I'm surprised they basically called this up so early, Finn Balor. Next is Roman Reigns. And then we have a interesting one, Brock Lesnar. Now, I'm gonna go into why this is interesting, but yeah, we have Brock Lesnar. Next we have the New Day. All three members of the New Day. Xavier Woods, Big E, and Kofi Kingston. After them, we have Sami Zayn. Then we have Sasha Banks. Then we have Chris Jericho. Now here's where it gets interesting, right? We have Rusev and Lana. You heard me, Rusev and Lana. They came up together. The reason I said Brock Lesnar was interesting because they just said Brock Lesnar. They didn't mention anything about Paul Heyman. You know what I mean? So, it's something small, but I found it interesting, whether or not Paul Heyman will be with him. I think it's obvious he will, but, you know what I mean, they didn't say it, so who knows? But yeah, last one is Rusev and Lana. Next we have Kevin Owens. We have Enzo and Cass, they're together. We have Gallows and Anderson from the club. They're together. We have Big Show. We have, again, from NXT, we have Nia Jax, which is a surprise because nobody even mentioned her being drafted. Next we have the returning Neville. Then we have Cesaro. Then Sheamus. We have the Golden Truth, R-Truth and Goldust. We have Titus O'Neil. We have Paige. We have Darren Young with Bob Backlund. We have Sin Cara, out the whole Lucha Dragons thing. We have Jack Swagger. We have the Dudley Boys, Bubba Ray and Devon. We have Summer Rae, Mark Henry, from the Wyatt family, Braun Strowman. I guess he's by himself right now. We have from the Social Outcasts, we have Bo Dallas. We have both Shining Star members. We have Epico and Primo. We have Alicia Fox. We have Dana Brooks to go along with Charlotte. And again, from the Social Outcasts, we have Curtis Axel. Interesting enough, you see we have two members of the Social Outcasts and whatever. I'll explain why that's interesting in a minute. So now we go over to SmackDown Live, right? We have our commissioner, which is Shane McMahon, and our general manager, Daniel Bryan. And they start off with our WWE champion, Dean Ambrose. Then we have AJ Styles. And an interesting pick here, which I didn't think would happen, we have John Cena. Then we have Randy Orton. So we have John Cena and Randy Orton on the same show. You know what I mean? So they're probably gonna bring back that feud and whatnot eventually. You know what I mean? Then we have Bray Wyatt. So Bray Wyatt and Braun Strowman are separated as of right now. Then we have Becky Lynch. So then we have The Miz and Maurice. We have Baron Corbin. And another call up from NXT, we have American Alpha, Jason Jordan and Chad Gable. We have Dolph Ziggler. We have Natalia. We have Alberto Del Rio. We have the Usos. We have the Demon Kane. And I hope Corporate Kane is not nowhere in this, you know what I mean? Because they could pass it as Demon Kane is on SmackDown and they'll have Corporate Kane on Raw. You know what I mean? That's what I really don't want. They're the same person, for God's sakes. You know, that's what I meant with my last video with, like, separating them. But yeah, after Demon Kane, we have Kalisto. So yeah, the Lucha Dragons are separate. We have Naomi. We have The Ascension, Connor and Victor. We have Zack Ryder. We have Apollo Crews. We have Alexa Bliss, another call-up from NXT. We have Breeze Dango, which is Fandango and Tyler Breeze. We have the Vaudevillains, Aiden English and Simon Gotch. We have another Wyatt family member, Eric Rowan, so I guess he's staying with Bray. We have Mojo Rawley, which got called up from NXT. That was another surprise right there. And we finally have Carmella, which should have been called up last year, in my opinion, along with Enzo and Cass, but she didn't. But yeah, that's pretty much our draft right now as it speaks. Now notice, I didn't say Heath Slater anywhere in this, and like he's a member of the Social Outcasts and whatever. Also, when I mentioned Naomi, I didn't mention Tamina. You know what I mean? I don't know if Tamina like got released or whatever. Maybe she got released and like that totally went by my head. But yeah, it seems like there's a couple people here that didn't get drafted that's on the main roster. You know what I mean? Like there's Undertaker. I know Undertaker and Vince McMahon had a falling out backstage and whatever, but you know what I mean, they could at least said the name, you know what I mean, because he's still part of the roster. There's Triple H, you know what I mean, he wrestles from time to time. I know he's doing the NXT thing, he's leading NXT, but they still could have called his name. And I think there's many more there that they could have called, but you know what I mean, like my memory is like scattered right now, so I don't remember. But you know what I mean, they're probably gonna do like a free agency type of thing there where they're gonna fight for each character and whatever. Maybe Heath Slater's gonna get a push after this, since it was like he's like the most obvious one that they didn't pick. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the draft, he's there all by himself. So it's gonna be like a bunch of free agents and whatnot. And yeah, obviously we're getting a bunch of returns. You know, rumor is we're getting like people like Shelton Benjamin, Rey Mysterio, you know, and people like that. But yeah, y'all, you know what I mean, how do you like, you know what I mean, this whole setup and whatever? It seems like Raw has the advantage right now because, you know what I mean, obviously they have the bigger roster, they have most of the titles and whatever, you know what I mean, but obviously SmackDown is going to come up with their own titles and whatnot, and yeah, they're going to have like the newer champions. People are going to get, they're gonna get like a push here and there, you know what I mean? For example, Becky Lynch, you know what I mean? Like she kinda like got lost in the shuffle and whatever, you know what I mean? And you know what I mean, with Charlotte, and Sasha Banks and all of them, you know, Becky kinda got tossed to the side and whatnot. Another one is Nikki Bella, you know what I mean? She's supposed to be returning soon and they didn't mention her. So like what are they gonna do with her? You know? Like it's a lot of things here that they're gonna like do later on in the future. But yeah, y'all, you know what I mean, what team are y'all on? Are you team SmackDown or are you team Raw? You know what I mean, me personally, I'm team Raw. You know what I mean, past couple like drafts they had back in the day, I was team SmackDown, but yeah, this time I'm actually team Raw. But yeah, comment down below and tell me your feelings about this. I didn't put no gameplay on this or anything like that like I normally do. I just want to get straight to the point. But yeah, comment down below, tell me what y'all think about this whole draft thing. Yeah, like this video if you like it. Share with your friends so they can know what's going on with WWE right now. And yeah, subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. Until next time, y'all. Peace.